Today is June the 6th. Why do we have to become like children? Jesus says exactly that. Let's read from the book of Matthew. Matthew 18, the first 5 verses. At that time, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Who's the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" He called a child. He put that child among them, and he said, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like children, you'll never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever becomes humble like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me." Now, the point that Jesus is focusing on here is the issue of power, the difference between humility, humble, like this child, or power, who's the greatest, who is the most powerful in the kingdom of heaven. What Jesus is saying is, lose your desire for power. In the Old Testament, too, we find those who sought power and sometimes were surprised at who was seeking power. Let's read about 2 who sought power in Numbers chapter 12.
Numbers 12, New Revised Standard Edition. While they were in Hazeroth, Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman who he had married. For he had indeed married a Cushite woman. And they said, "Has the Lord spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also?" And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very humble, more so than anyone else on the face of the earth. Suddenly the Lord said to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, "Come out, you 3, to the tent of meeting." So the 3 of them came out. Then the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the entrance of the tent, and called Aaron and Miriam. And they both came forward. And he said, "Hear my words. When there are prophets among you, I, the Lord, make myself known to them in visions. I speak to them in dreams. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. With him I speak face to face, clearly, not in riddles, and he beholds the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses?" And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. When the cloud went away from over the tent, Miriam's skin became diseased, as white as snow. And Aaron turned towards Miriam and saw that she was diseased. Then Aaron said to Moses, "O my Lord, do not punish us for a sin that we so foolishly committed. Do not let her be like one stillborn, whose flesh is half consumed when it comes out of its mother's womb." And Moses cried to the Lord, saying, "O God, please heal her." But the Lord said to Moses, "If her father had but spit in her face, would she not bear her shame for 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp for 7 days, and after that she may be brought in again." So Miriam was shut out of the camp for 7 days, and the people did not set out on the march until Miriam had been brought in again. After that the people set out from Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran.
So in Numbers 12, it's Aaron and Miriam, Moses' brother and sister, who sought for power. And it's in that context that the statement is made. Moses was the most humble man alive. He had no interest in power. He had no desire for power. Jesus took a child, put him in front of the disciples, and said, "This child is powerless. Become like the child." What do we do about that today? Well, become like the child. Don't try to assert your power. Be humble. Scripture reading from the New Revised Standard Version by Emily Herrera. If you like what you heard today, share with your friends.